I don't think Meek Mill has made a great album yet. So that's a problem.
What you think about championships?
I'm going to say that again. I don't think Meek Mill has made a great rap album. Okay. So now that we've got that out the way, here's the other part of it, because he is the Scottie Pippen on this team. But the Michael Jordan on this team hasn't made a great project in a while, Mike. I think the last time he made a great project was what's the one that has idols become rivals in Santorini, Greece, and the joint with Apple of My Eye.
Mm-hmm. I see the cover in my face. I mean, in my head.
I see the cover. But you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What year was that, Mike? Was that like 2015, 2016?
Something like that.
So it's been a minute.
I like Mastermind. But yeah.
No.
You didn't like Mastermind?
I said the last time he made something great, Mike.
Leroy says that I'm hating on Luda because Luda took my voice. It's funny, man. Back when I was interning at radio, I came in there maybe a couple of years after Luda left that same radio station. So a lot of people that were still working there worked there when he did. And so I would be talking and people would be like, turning their head like, man, I thought that was Chris.
Hey.
So I've heard that before.
Hold on, Mike. You pulled up in there shortly after Luda?
Yeah. Because he left 2000. I started interning over there about 02.
Do you know Autumn?
I probably do. It's been a minute. Yeah, I probably do. I worked with Scorpio and all them out there.
Yeah. I know all of them. I dated her shortly after he blew up.
Oh, yeah. I think I might know who you're talking about. Yeah, if I see a picture.
You know who I'm talking about? Yeah, you do. Had a little treat on her. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Ill Magic with the super chat says, Six and Logic are good producers for J. Cole's album. I like that. I wouldn't say Logic per se, but what's his name? I'm tripping. Out here in Atlanta. You know what I'm talking about?
There's a lot of niggas in Atlanta.
No, he was an independent artist, like one of the biggest independent artists, period. The one that made a dope album this year. Light-skinned dude.
You're not talking about Deontay, are you?
No, he's an artist. We did a favorable review of his album this year. The people in the chat know who I'm talking about. Independent artist. He's like one of the biggest, if not the biggest independent artist in the game right now.
Hold on, who the fuck is
Tater Tot 60 with the super chat says, I want to see Nas plus Justice League. No introduction. I like that. The people probably know who I'm talking about. Y'all know who I'm talking about, right? You know what?
How are the people gonna know if we don't know, Mike? And we did
Russ. The people know what I'm talking about. Russ.
Oh, Russ.
I think Russ would do a really good job producing a Cole album.
I'm not being funny, and I want to be nice when I say this. Russ is from up here where I live in Marietta.
Yeah, he's from Kennesaw. I meant to say that, but yeah.
He's from Marietta, Kennesaw.
Yeah.
So he's growing up more like my daughter growing up. He's not growing up the way I grew up on the fucking east side.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that respectfully. So when you was like Atlanta, I was like, huh? That's why how about this? Remember when we were having the conversation about the baby? And I'm like, yeah, he's from the west side. I'm like, but he's from Huntersville. Being from Huntersville from the west side is like being from Marietta. It's like, no, nigga, I'm from West Boulevard and Beatty's Ford. That's the fucking west side.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, no, it's like when you survive Beatty's Ford and West Boulevard, people look at you and treat you differently in North Carolina, in Charlotte. You feel me? So it's like, I feel you that Russ is like, and he's not indicative of the Atlanta style either.
No. Well, I was going to say, he's kind of boom bap-ish or can be, so do you think that he would be a good production matchup for J. Cole?
Yes. And I actually know some people up here that know Russ, so I'm not trying to say this like in slight. You know what I'm saying? How you get it is how you get it. But I'm just saying he doesn't resonate in people's minds as an Atlanta artist.
No, I agree with that. But, I think that the internet has created a lane for somebody like a Russ to be able to launch a career from Kennesaw, from the metro area of Atlanta, and have a successful fan base. Because I'm going to keep it real. Like, I don't know how many shows he does out here, but I don't think I've ever heard anybody that I know that, is going to a Russ show in Atlanta And, you know, similar to like even when Childish Gambino was out doing his thing. And I probably told this story on this show before, but I had some friends that were living in Miami at the time, and they wanted to go see Childish Gambino, and he was coming up here. He was at the Masquerade. This was like 2014, 15-ish. He had just dropped the Internet record, the Internet album. Anyway, I was telling them, I was like, well, I don't know what the audience is going to be like because, you know, I don't really be seeing people playing Childish Gambino out here in Atlanta, even though he's from Stone Mountain. But we got to that show, it was packed. It was like, I mean, when he got on that stage, man, you would have thought Michael Jackson hit the stage. People pushing, people was falling out. But that was one of the times I realized, like, I'm definitely too old to be going to these concerts.
Well, Mike, here's the thing with Childish Gambino, because I spent some time in the Stone Mountain, Lithonia area on my trek up the east side, because that's east side too. Like, I've lived on all parts of the east side. That's why I'm saying from the east side. It's like, no, motherfucker, I was on Memorial Drive. I was on Candler. You can catch me now. You can still catch me on flat shows from time to time, like still to this day, Boulder Crest, all the way up through Lithonia, Stone Mountain. Like, I went to Redan. Like, no, like all through and through. And Childish Gambino, when people talk about the East Side, Scoochie.
I mean,
Today's
people
JID.
when people talk about the East Side, they don't even talk Sci-Hi really. What you think about the Sci-Hi song with Pusha T? People dropping music, man. Yeah.
It's Sci-Hi and Pusha T. What do you think I think, Mike?
Ill Magic with the super chat says, here's a special gem. Odyssey should be another added on producer for J. Cole's album. A lot of theories based around those two, and I'll just leave it at that. I mean, you know what? I know what you mean, Ill Magic. A lot of people feel like J. Cole kind of took Odyssey's style. I can see that. Odyssey is out of DC. He's super consistent. I think Odyssey is a great producer. I think he's a dope lyricist too. If we're talking about him and Cole, in my personal opinion, I think that he's a much better producer than Cole, but Cole's the better MC. But they're very comparable, and I would like to see those two worlds come together, and the production skill and capability of Odyssey producing for J. Cole, I think that's an easy transition because it's kind of like a bumped up version of what we get from J. Cole anyway.
I don't want any of that.
I see what you're saying.
I don't want any of that. I don't want any Ninth Wonder either, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. It's like, I know he can do boom bap. So do you. We all do. Will you go make another classic album, please? Because you are currently sitting on one.
What's his biggest hit, in your opinion?
I need you to have two. I need you to have two so we can elevate you, so I can walk around saying that the greatest MC of this generation is from North Carolina. All I want to do, Mike, you understand that's all I want to do? I just want to walk around and be like, best MC from this generation comes from North Carolina.
Well, there was another poll that was on According to Hip Hop, and people picked J. Cole over Kendrick. So I don't know if that's because Mr. Morale and in this current feature run that J. Cole's on, but in my personal opinion, all jokes aside, I still got Kendrick over Cole. But that margin has gotten smaller than it's ever been. And Mike, J. Cole's one great album away from me putting J. Cole over Kendrick.
Thank you, Mike. And that's exactly why I want the great album, because objectively, I can't do it until he makes another one because I still have Kendrick ahead too. Yep. But I really want to slide his ass out of that spot.
I would like to hear something. I would like to hear something new from Kendrick that's mind blowing, but based on what I've heard from Kendrick lately, and maybe this is kind of like the Baby Keem stuff and some of his features, the Beyonce feature, I feel like that we've gotten the best that we're gonna get from Kendrick. I think it's at this point, and I hope I'm wrong. It seems like it's nothing but downhill from here. Now, J. Cole, I feel a little different. I feel like with J. Cole, we could possibly get some of his best material ever.
That's because J. Cole is smoking people like it's crack in the 80s on a Friday night in the projects.
And it's
right.
And it's a lot of versatility, too. Like, because he's getting on songs like Stick. He's getting on Johnny P's Caddy doing that. All My Life doing that. You know what I'm saying? The The MIA song, not the MIA song. You know what I'm talking about? The London. You know
the
what I mean?
London track.
Yeah, the London track. He's just doing it in a varied amounts of ways where we don't really hear that too much anymore. Like people kind of get in their lane and they stick with it. But he's doing this like he's jumping in everybody's lane, and I don't know what he's about to make with Glorilla or if that's even gonna happen, but that's a whole nother lane to jump in. And he's keeping that level of excellence each time. And with Kendrick, I think he's settled into a lane of just, no pun, not trying to be funny, but just making weird music. And you know what?
Okay, so here's the thing.
I'm as weird as you know what I loved when Outkast was Andre was making weird shit. But I'm gonna be honest, man, I didn't like that Scooby-Doo shit like that. I wanna hear you rhyme. And this is where Kendrick's at in his career. He's on the weird shit.
I think weird is a strong word. I try to stay away from words like weird and crazy. No. I mean, if those are your words, I just, because I get what you're trying to say, and not to be funny or try to castigate you. You just can't really find a better word to describe what the fuck he's doing. So
I can't. And I like the weird shit sometimes, but not from our top lyrics.
No, like Mike, because you like Ab Soul. You could say Ab Soul be doing some weird shit sometimes.
I like Electric Circus by Common. It's a weird album.
I'm telling people that out loud on this podcast, but I understand. But here's the thing with weird, Mike. And that's my thing with Electric Circuits. It's like, no, weird only works when it works, Mike. And you don't know it works until it's already done. So you're taking a chance.
You are.
Okay? Like, Kendrick used to be innovative, Mike, not quote unquote weird.
Exactly.
Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe is innovative. It's not weird.
To Pimp a Butterfly, even though a lot of people didn't get it when it dropped. That's not an album innovative. Yeah, it's innovative. I didn't hear To Pimp a Butterfly and be like, yo, this is weird. No, I was like, this is innovative. And when people didn't get it, I understood like, okay, well, maybe they'll get it one day. Now, one record on there, it was the You song. That was kind of weird, but I got what he was doing.
Mm-hmm. Mike, just not to go too far on the Kendrick thing, he started doing this therapy shit on To Pimp a Butterfly.
He did.
On the interludes and all that other shit. So I realized it's like, he kind of set us up for the fall off.
But see, when he came with Damn, though, that was him on some rap shit. Damn was him kind of reclaiming that throne, if you will, from the people who didn't understand To Pimp a Butterfly like that. The people who like Damn. The people who didn't like To Pimp a Butterfly like that, like Damn instantly. Would you agree with that?
Okay, Mike. Damn ain't no on some rap shit, though.
You don't think so?
No.
For him, it was.
Element is. DNA is.
Feel is.
Yeah. The rest of the album is not on some rap shit. Those three songs are on some rap shit.
You didn't think Humble?
Okay, Mike, can I tell you something? Humble's not a good song.
You don't like Humble?
It's not good. I'm sorry.
Hold up. Sit down.
Humble. Sit down. No. My left stroke just went viral. No, it's not good. It's not good. What the fuck is he talking about? It's not good.
You know what? Kendrick's singles really aren't that good.
They're not, Mike.
That's the interesting.
Mike, I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck that means. It's been like 6 years. What is he talking about?
Dari Star with the super chat says, J. Cole doesn't have an album better than Damn. One great album isn't going to put him all time. Okay, well, let's do this.
Forest Hills is better than Damn.
What's that? Forest Hills?
Forest Hills is better than Damn.
I think we need a poll for that.
Poll it. Duckworth is a story. That ain't no rap shit.
Huh.
I don't count stories as on some rap shit. That's you on your, you know what I mean? Like, that's your craft. You're supposed to be able to tell a story. You're an MC.
You don't think Duckworth is... so stories don't count as being on some rap shit?
Mike, when we talk about Nas and Biggie's rap shit, do we be bringing up their stories?
Not
really. Do we bring up Nas's and kick in the door? Right.
No, you're right. Because for me, rap shit is when you're just flexing on a song. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just showing everybody what you can do on a record lyrically.
Right.
And the story
Like
part of
trees to
that's something
branches,
different.
cliffs to avalanches. It's the praying mantis. Deep like the mind of Farrakhan. A motherfucking rap phenomenon. Plus, I got more Glocks than texts than you. I make it hot. Niggas won't even stand next to you. That's some rap shit, Mike. That shit on Damn is not no rap shit. Neither is Duckworth.
Did you hear, I mean, not to change too many subjects, but since you mentioned Big, you hear what Jay-Z said to Gail about Streets is Watching?
No. First of all, I haven't watched the interview in full. I probably need to.
Yeah, it's a good interview. I mean, it's the thing. You're not
He's
going
a
to
legendary interviewer. He gets a great interview, Mike. When you asked me who our best interviewers were, I told you he was one of them. I just don't like Gail caping and capping ass. I told you she only show up for hip hop when a nigga worth $100 million. I meant that.
I'm trying to get this poll together. But no, man.
Yes.
He said a couple of things that I didn't know about him, right? Well, a couple of things. It's rare that A, you get a Jay-Z interview, and B, that you're going to actually get something new from it. Because a lot of the things that he talks about, we've heard for years, but he's saying it in a way now for a mainstream audience who may not know these things, right? But one of the things that he said that I thought was interesting that I never knew was the fact that Streets is Watching was the last song he played Big. And I'm like, why are we just now hearing that? I don't know. That seemed like something that we would have heard.
That I would think would put a battery in Big's back competitively.
And he said when Big heard it, he was like, "Your whole album gonna sound like this?" And I didn't know if he meant that in a playful way, because he said Jay was like, well, Jay said he was like, "Yo, man, this dude's coming," basically, when he heard Streets is Watching. But I don't know if Big also meant like, nigga, you gonna come with some singles too? Based on how Jay, operated with Volume 1 or how he handled it. You know what I mean? But
should have made more Streets is Watching records.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm sure Big would have said the same thing. I think when Big...
just real quick, not to harp on it, Mike, when we criticize Volume 1, we do need to, and I'm saying this, very seriously, it's not joking at all. Mike, he was out here running around pushing weight for a long time. Volume 1 was really the first time where he actually had to rap.
That's what he said.
And not sell dope. And so it is a transition to becoming a full-fledged, quote-unquote, rapper who makes hit records and singles. No, he was outside for real, Mike.
No, he said that. It's a good interview.
He was outside tough. So Volume 1 is the first time he actually had to go inside.
And he also... he saw where Reasonable Doubt fell short, right? So he wanted to make those hit songs. And in 97, the game had changed. It's different than 96. So
but also here's the thing too, Mike. The hits on Reasonable Doubt are better than the hits on Volume 1. That's why I don't like Volume 1, the records on Volume 1, because I'm like, damn, you could have just made Feeling It or Can't Knock the Hustle Again instead of This City Is Mine, and I Know a Girl's Like bullshit.
But would those records have worked in 1997? Because the thing about Reasonable Doubt's not really 1996 sonically. It sounds more 94, 95-ish. Really, I would give Reasonable Doubt 95, really. Now, obviously, some songs were recorded in 94, but to the core of it, if I listened to Reasonable Doubt and I didn't know anything from anything, let's just say I just listened to Reasonable Doubt for the first time and I didn't know what year it came out, I would peg Reasonable Doubt around 95. So a lot of the things that worked...
Early 95.
Yeah. So a lot of the things that worked on that song, I don't think work in 97. 97 is probably one of the strangest years hip-hop ever had as far as the stuff that was coming out. It's a transitional year. Just look at how different 96 and 98 are. That tells you where 97 is.
Let's be fair. In 97, Nas is making questionable ass singles too.
Everybody's making questionable shit. Dr. Dre's making questionable shit in 97. 97's hard.
They're making questionable shit together. They released Firm Biz instead of Phone Tap. I've never forgiven either one of them for that. Like, you know, if I ever have a conversation with either one of them, that's the first thing that's probably going to come out of my mouth. You're like, so, you didn't drop Phone Tap, you dropped Firm Biz.
But
how good was the weed? How good was the weed?
But that's because 1997, cool? That's 97. Puffy had everybody confused. That's why we got Sunshine. That's why we got the City Is Mine. Puffy had everybody confused. Big and Puff. I'll add Big to that too. Big, Puff, and Mace had everybody confused. And everybody was trying to match what they were doing and couldn't do it. That was the spectrum. Michael Williams in the super chat says, Big doesn't have the range to go against Pac. Oh, we're going to get to that. You could run the matchup back multiple times, and Pac will win using different songs each time. You want to get into that? I know that was further ahead in our show, but might as well get into that since we already talking about 97 and we talking about Big anyway.
Let's go ahead.
All right, so we're doing the station head because I lost.
97 is Wu-Tang Forever, though.
It is, but you know what? Wu-Tang Forever is such an outlier. Because they did what they do. But even for Wu-Tang, though, if we be fair, I think Wu-Tang Forever marks the end of that gritty Wu-Tang era, too. If we're being honest. Because the first round of their solo efforts and the group stuff doesn't sound anything like Wu-Tang Forever.
Oh, there are moments to me, Older Gods is something that wouldn't have made the Purple Tape, but would have made Iron Man. You know what I mean? So there's stuff on there. Scary Hours. No, Scary Hours. Scary Hours is very Tikal-ish beat-wise and definitely would have made Tikal, especially the way Method Man snapped on that shit. So there's stuff there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's stuff on Wu-Tang Forever.
Dog shit? No, dog shit. You can slide dog shit right onto Return to the 36 Chambers.
Yeah.
It's
dog
just fine.
Shit could have made it. But that's interesting you say it.
The MGM fits on every Raekwon and Ghostface project.
Do you think the MGM is good enough? Do you think the MGM is good enough to make the Purple Tape?
How about this, Mike? I'm totally cool with swapping out Wisdom Body or Spot Rushes for the MGM. So yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Like how about this? Imagine Verbal Intercourse goes off and the MGM comes on.
I like that.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Older Gods? You think the Older Gods is good enough to be on the Purple Tape, Liquid Swords, or Iron Man?
Iron Man, not Liquid Swords or the Purple Tape. Maybe, actually, Mike, I'm cool with the Older Gods. Older Gods is better than Gold on Liquid Swords. It's better than Gold.
It is.
I personally like it better than Cold World, even though Deck and Jizz are snapping on Cold World. As a matter of fact, no, it is better than fucking Cold World. Ghost is on that bitch talking about we like Dorothy Hamill on ice. We might circle.
Yeah, that nigga came through on there, man. I think that's when it validated for me. I was like, man, Ghost is coming, man.
How about this, Mike? Impossible could have made Liquid Swords.
Huh. I think
Imagine
Impossible.
That's what I'm saying. You could sub out Impossible for Fourth Chamber.
No. Fourth Chamber's better than Impossible.
No. It's better, but what I'm saying is it's
either
comparable.
one could go. Yeah, I got you.
How about this? Do you like Investigative Reports more, or do you like Impossible more?
I like Impossible more, but
I like Investigative Reports more.
I know you do. That's your joint.
You got killed that hook, Mike.
He did. It's funny when we're It's funny when we're placing these things because a lot of the stuff on Wu-Tang Forever, I like to kind of throw on Iron Man, and I don't know if that's because Iron Man came out in 96. Whereas, the others are 95. It just shows you how different sonically hip-hop was in 95 versus 96. I mean, 97.
Bells of War? Bells of War?
I don't think Bells of War makes any of those albums, in my opinion.
I love Bells of War. That's one of the better beats on Wu-Tang Forever to me.
You like Bells of War like that? I like Heaven's Sake.
Ooh, I forgot about Heaven's Sake. How about this? Something like Heaven's Sake, she should have slid over to Deck's album instead of putting Capadonna's album out. But that's another conversation for another day now, isn't it?
No. Capadonna's the better solo artist. At the time. Deck's the better solo artist now. At the time, you got to make Kappa shit.
Deck was always better, Mike. Sorry.
Lyrically, from a technical aspect, but, give me Kappa. Jay Short with the Super Chat says, when Dan wins this poll, it will confirm what we already knew. The only reason people say that Forest Hill Drive is a classic is because who made it. It's not exceptional in creatively or execution. It's a solid 4. Do you think that there's some validity to the fact that we hold Forest Hill Drive high because of who made it? And if just a random MC made it, we wouldn't talk about it at all.
You hear how the album starts? Have you heard January 28th?
I need to go back and listen to Forest Hill Drive, and I feel like I've said that on this show before. But I remember at the time, me not being huge on Cole at the time, I remember being impressed by the album when I heard it.
Hold on, Mike. Mike, you can put Heaters almost anywhere.
Oh, yeah. Heaters is one of the strongest songs. Heaters is one of the strongest songs on Wu-Tang Forever. Top 3.
I thought it was a top 5 song on there.
Top 3 for me. Scary Hours. Okay, Older Guy.
So Heaters wouldn't make the purple tape, but they would make the rest of them.
I think Heaters can make the purple tape. Hang
Where?
Clock by my nigga to Cat. I'm putting Heaters in that back end. Like, even though
right, let's look at the back end. There's nowhere to put it, Mike.
Wu Gambino's is great, but it's right there on that level to me.
Oh, you feel that way?
Oh yeah, Heaters.
I think you're
crazy.
Wild for saying that.
Heaters
is not fucking with no Wu Gambino's in my opinion.
It's the beat.
It's Method Man on the hook, though, Mike. Who come to get you none? They want guns. My niggas be the set off shit. Last to run. Call my brother son, because scriptures hit the body like sawed off shotties. Like my head naughty and my nose be snotty. Fucking nigga hottie. That whole pussy pop. Burn like the lessons of Bugatti, for real. Ain't nothing fraudulent here. We pioneer. Come in here a new frontier. This be the woo, yeah. 36 chambers of fear, son. You lost in information leaking out your faucet. Time to forfeit your crown. No.
The ground.
That's Mess Verse Alone. No, Mess Verse Alone is crushing all of
that nigga said, time to forfeit your crown and leave the grounds. It's a new sheriff in town holding it down. Like, the way that he puts stuff together is so epic,
on a
man.
Better Alive, bounty on a poster, wild in the West, the student of my culture, and lights to the test, roll up. Let a nigga catch his breath. I'm still paying dues, and the last one, oh no, stop that.
Back to the essence
Verse
with
Alone
that
is better
shit
than all the haters. I'm sorry, Mike.
It's like, back to the essence with that shit you stressing. This rap profession now beats a cow. The words from the shout out.
Bless my style.
Criminology pays. Last times and days. Johnny fucking Blake.
This go for niggas who know war blow like Yayo Leno plus cooler than Barbados. Yeah,
I'm going to say this. And since we're talking about an MC that everybody holds super high, that has questionable classic albums, whatever, and kills features, I don't care how anybody feels about it. There's no way on earth, based on what I see right now and what I've seen, that J. Cole's a better MC than Method Man. He is not. He's not. He's not. It's just the bottom.
Okay, Mike. He's not a better MC than Method Man. I would agree. But if you were doing an all-time ranking, you would have to include all Meth's ancillary things, because as a solo artist, he's not better than Cole. He's a better MC. He's not a better solo artist, Mike.
Really? Does Cole have I'll Be There For You? Does he have Bring the Pain?
First of all, as far as I'll Be There For You is concerned, Mike, only people walking around with the I'll Be There For You caliber record is like Tupac and Biggie. Jay don't have an I'll Be There For You.
Why is he a better solo artist than Method?
Hold on. Listen to what I'm about to say. Nas doesn't have an I'll Be There For You. All right? So let's get the shit together. Like, it's like that. I keep trying to tell people, it's like, that's a special record.
So what does Cole have on him as a solo artist, in your opinion?
The album maker and the consistency.
Does he?
Yes. I mean,
because
Mike,
that's one of his flaws.
That's what I'm saying. No. I'm only telling you J. Cole has one classic, but Mike, he's never made a bad album, and all of his projects are good pretty much. So yes. Sideline Story, Friday Night. No, all them shit. Born Sinner, yes. Like, Born Sinner's better than Takao.
But see, I understand what you're saying, but the thing is, to me, even if Method Man's albums are technically not better, they're more exciting. Takao has more exciting moments than Born Center does.
Actually, Mike, that would be the problem with the Method Man album. For as exciting, as entertaining as he is, outside of Tikal, those albums are not exciting and entertaining. I'm sorry.
You didn't like Dangerous Grounds?
You're talking about one song. I'm talking about Born Center. I'm talking about an album. I'm talking about a song. That's the problem with Meth on the album.
I actually like Judgment Day personally more than Born Center. That's just me.
You're wrong. That album's too long, too many skits, and he's not focused.
I think we judge Method Man on such a scale because of his skill level, because of shadow boxing, because of you know what I'm saying, guillotine, because he's Method Man. Like, I think he's the one guy that gets judged on a level that to some degree is unfair.
Mike, he's getting judged for what his skill set is.
He is.
His skill set says he can go toe-to-toe with Biggie and Nas.
J. Cole's not getting judged on that
level. Is
level.
not going to fucking do. I love him, but we're not about to do that shit and give him no hall passes. He does not get a bad pass. He traded bars with Big from the jump.
J. Cole doesn't.
Expectation.
J. Cole doesn't. And see, J. Cole's getting graded on a level where you're trading bars with Lil Durk. Now, granted, he went toe-to-toe with Benny, and it was great.
No, he's smoking these guys. Like what Meth and Big did was trade bars because they couldn't smoke each other. What J. Cole's doing is smoking everybody.
Dari Star with the Super Chat says, J. Cole's best album is struggling to beat Kendrick's third best album, and y'all are acting like it's close between them. It's a very good point. What's the poll look like now, Coop?
It's 53% to Forest Hills Drive.
Forest Hill got 53%?
Yes, but here's what I'm trying to tell you. Actually, Cole's the better hit maker between him and Kendrick, okay? And he is technically the better MC bar for bar. And so really where Kendrick has the weight is the greatness of his albums, which is why Cole would need another great album to succeed.
How Kendrick. Do you feel?
Because if I was ranking it, no, Good Kid, Mad City and To Pimp a Butterfly are better than Forest Hills Drive. And what I'm saying is he needs another album to put in that conversation with those two albums, and then we have ourselves the conversation that we'd like to have, really.
The way that Cole's rapping right now, how do you think he would fare rhyming on a song with Big? Do you think he would do as well as Meth did, or?
Depends what Cole you're talking about.
I'm talking about right now, because he's probably
everybody
rapping some
in trouble, Mike. I say this respectfully, like anybody jumping on a record with him right now should be concerned. That's Black Thought and Nas included.
So if J. Cole's in the Wu-Tang in that time period, then Method Man's in the Wu-Tang, he's the standout guy.
Method Man is the biggest star of the biggest, greatest crew we've ever seen. This is not about star power. This is about bar power.
I feel like if he was in Wu, he's more Inspector Deck.
I feel he's better than Deck.
As a lyricist? As a solo artist?
Yes.
Definitely.
Both. Yes.
I'm taking Method Man over J. Cole.
Taking Old Dirty Bastard over both of them if we're just talking star power.
No. I'm talking about everything collectively. Like, if we're talking about performance, we're talking about MC. You know, bar for bar, MC to MC, give me Method Man. What you just quoted, or what we just quoted from Guillotine, and I don't even think of Guillotine like that. This dude's on a whole nother page.
No, how about this? When you're making these assertions about Cole and his lack of star power, I could say the same thing about the Jizza.
No, Cole's a star. He is. I mean, we wouldn't even be talking about it.
But when you're referencing him the way you're referencing him, I'm like, well, if we're ranking the Clan and their overall abilities, he would be ahead of the Jizza, and that's saying a lot. Right. So let's not be so quick to like downplay him. Like that's what I'm saying. Is it's like if we're talking about the original version of the Wu-Tang Clan, like where he would rank. First of all, if we're talking the original version, not Ghost Comeuppance, he's ahead of Ghost, Deck, and Jizza, which would just put him behind Meth, Dirty, and Ray. So he would be fourth at his peak in this group.
Incarcerated Scarface is Ray, right?
Yes, Incarcerated Scarface is Ray, correct.
Well,
no. Just Ray. Just Pretty
Okay.
much everything Ray did up until Immobilarity.
Ray's
Yeah.
special. Ray is special.